Sometimes we could all do with pressing the pause button. For me, that means getting outdoors and into the fresh air.
We're here to have fun and relax.
While catching up with pals.
Casey Ainsworth.
All the way from London town.
Nicola Adams.
This is where I grew up, in Yorkshire.
Jeanette Manrara.
And with family.
It's a really good way to bond, getting to know each other through drawing.
So join us
Very good, yeah.
as we show how taking a break in nature.
There's something about water, there's something about the coastline.
Are you feeling relaxed, Joe McKelvey?
Yeah, I think we've smashed it.
Or trying something new.
You have sailed before, Mark?
Many, many times.
Here's the next gust coming.
Can be the perfect recipe
Oh, we've got sausage rolls.
Let's get it all on, and the kitchen sink.
My taste buds are doing high fives.
to nourish the mind.
That's brilliant.
I can't believe I've stopped doing all this stuff. It's very therapeutic, don't you think?
Body
Oh, I can feel things shaking that shouldn't be.
Fish on.
and soul.
You know what they say? It's not about the destination. It's the journey. My buddy for this weekend escape is someone whose passion for cooking has gained him worldwide acclaim and recognition. And believe it or not, his culinary journey started right here in Hexham, Northumberland, where he was born and raised. He's inspired so many people to get into the kitchen with a message that cooking should be easy, accessible, enjoyable, and for everyone. It's the incredibly charismatic Chris Baber. And as Chris is originally a local lad, he's staying with his family, so it's an easy stroll for him to meet me at my house. And as if by magic, there he is.
How you doing, Robson?
How you doing, handsome?
Great to see you.
You too, Chris. Good to see you, man. Good to see
I'm
you.
excited about this.
Oh, yeah?
Can't wait.
Good to be home?
Amazing to be home, always is.
Looking forward to your weekend away in your home county?
Absolutely.
Let's go then. Give me your bag, I'll put
There
it
you
back.
go.
You'll be used to this stuff. Get yourself in. After sharing his recipes online, Chris won an audience on social media. And since then, he starred on the BBC cooking show Yes Chef, moved to London, and helped to create the Blue Peter Cooking Club. So when was the last time you were home?
Oh, just before Easter.
Just before Easter.
Yeah, too long, Robson, too long.
Is this home to you when people say, where's home?
100%.
Is it?
Hexham is home.
Good man.
Lived in London 8 years now, but there's no better place, is there? When I come home, you just feel alive.
It sounds like Chris needs a well-earned break, and I think he's going to love what I've got in store for him this weekend. And in return, he's agreed to cook dinner for us both tonight. So our first job is buying the ingredients. So where did the inspiration come from, and why are you a chef?
I always loved food. I can't remember not being in the kitchen, just helping my mum. But I think the real enjoyment came from, I'd go to my nana and granddad's house and they had this tiny kitchen, no ventilation, like a steam room in there, but my granddad would have the music on, he'd be singing, and he made the process of cooking the enjoyable bit, and I'd be in there helping him, and it all just really started from there.
And I mean, life is incredibly hectic for you now. So do you still find time to get away, or are you just completely focused on your ambition and what you want to pursue?
It's taken me a few years to try and get that balance, but I hit maybe 6-7 weeks and I'm like, I just need to get out of London. And it's a feeling up here. It's the same problems, it just don't feel as big. It's magic, like I love it.
And even, I mean, we're in the medieval town of Hexham.
Used to do my paper round in there,
Did
first
you?
job.
First job, paper round. I had a paper round, I had a milk round as well. What time were you getting up?
I was getting up super early because my last customer was actually the next door neighbour and I really liked him. I never wanted to let him down.
Oh.
So I'm like, if he's last on the round and he was an early riser, like, I must get up. I've got to keep Wallace happy next door.
We're on our way a few miles south to Hexhamshire Organics, a market garden that supplies fruit and veg. And it's all the product of owner Bob and his wife's hard work. He's here somewhere. Bob, are you there?
Bob gave up his job in tech a few years ago to follow his dream of setting up a small farm.
Now, I've heard if you're looking for local, organic, fresh produce, you're the man to see.
We like to believe that. We're looking at there's very few people do what we do in Northumberland. So hopefully you like the produce we're going to harvest today.
Oh, I can't
Fantastic.
wait.
Come and show us to your office.
Okay.
There are 4 fields here filled with fruit and veg that's delivered to customers as quickly as possible after it's been gathered.
So if I can take you into where we have our polytunnel, where we grow the herbs.
Wow.
So we've got thyme, which is just coming to flower now. Oxalis. Oxalis is from the sorrel family. You might want to taste. And also you can eat the flowers as well as the leaf.
Wow, it's real citrusy,
Yeah,
huh?
that's lovely, that.
That's insane.
A lot of restaurants like this sort of thing, not only for the taste, but also for the display as well.
So where did your passion for gardening come from, Bob?
I'm born and bred in Northumberland. My father was a coal miner. He had 2 allotments. So it was really from my dad. My mother looked after all of us. My mother actually had her 100th birthday 2 weeks ago.
Amazing.
Yeah. And it's all healthy vegetables we've eaten over the many years.
Great. Should we check
Can't
out the
wait.
veg?
Yeah, let's go and have a look.
If anything like the herbs, dinner's going to be amazing
Yes.
tonight. Well, you wanted fresh. You've got it here.
So these are our broad beans. Actually, you're lucky we're harvesting for the first time today. They'll be smaller, but we think smaller, they've got more of a taste. I'll just almost one left.
What, we need them now?
Absolutely. Try that.
So, obviously, organic and traditional farming is important to you, Bob, and your family. Why is that?
When we started this, we had the belief that why would you want to spray your food that you're going to eat with chemicals? Pre-war, there wasn't chemicals, and we think you get a much better taste from not spraying things with chemicals.
It's unbelievable, that, isn't it?
No joke.
Yeah.
These are off the scale. I didn't realise it could be so sweet.
It's ridiculous, that, isn't it?
Well, I'm definitely getting a bunch of these broad beans. Anything else taking your fancy?
I could do with a bit of chard.
Swiss chard.
Swiss chard.
So chard is very much something we grow over winter, ready for the spring. So we will have planted this in sort of September, October last year.
So when you're choosing ingredients and
Yeah.
stuff like that, what are you looking for in Swiss chard?
I think the colour is key.
Yes, it's important that it looks good and it tastes good.
100%.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Thanks so much, Bob. This is
Yeah,
amazing.
thanks,
What a
Bob.
setup.
With ingredients from a place like this,
Looking forward to our dinner, Bonnie lad.
I know we're going to dine like kings tonight.
So your approach to cuisine is quite eclectic, be it Chinese cooking, Indian cooking, also Italian, French. Where did that approach come from?
I used to work in a Chinese restaurant in Hexham. And, you know, I became really close with the family. And what I'd find is they'd be using a local fish and cooking with their own methods, but using local ingredients. And it really made me think you can, like, sort of eat around the world at home. And that's one of the joys of home cooking. And I've taken that wherever I go.
You can eat around the world in Northumberland.
You really can.
Yeah. So, do you spend a lot of time at the coastline? Because we're going sailing, Bonnie lad.
Well, that's a first for me.
It's a first for me.
Well, that's all right. Then I'm not going to look too stupid then when I... Hopefully.
What? An actor and a chef? What could possibly go wrong?
Well, we'll find out.
Our destination, Kielder Water, a few miles from the Scottish border, is not only a haven for wildlife, it's also home to Calvert Kielder, an organisation that provides outdoor adventures for people of all abilities. Today, we're meeting Pete,
Pete, how are you?
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
who's going to show us novices the ropes on his trimaran.
Good day to go sailing on Kielder Reservoir, Pete?
Perfect day, isn't it? The sun's out, wind's just picking up nicely. We've got this beautiful boat. We're gonna have a good fun afternoon.
Is it a good way to relax and give your mood a boost?
Oh, definitely. When you get out there and you commit to it, you forget the rest of the world. You forget your everyday because you're focused on that. And it's just good for your mental health, good for everything.
So in terms of where'd you start?
Where'd you start? I think the best way to start is just to get you guys straight in there, and we'll show you where the steering is, and then we'll push you out, get you a good feel for it.
Ready to take the plunge, baby?
Hopefully not the plunge, but I'm ready to have a go sailing.
Yeah. Good.
Let's go.
Let's go.
As a beginner, I'm glad we're not starting out on the open sea. Don't fall in. Steady, steady. But I'm still a bit anxious about being blown way off course.
So, I'll just show you a couple of things. So underneath you've got those foot pedals there.
Yeah, I can feel them.
You're going to use them to steer the boat. Then,
Yeah.
by pulling the sail in against the wind, we create this nice sail shape. So if
Yeah.
you look up there, if I pull the sail against the wind there, see how it looks
Yeah.
like an airplane wing?
Uh-huh.
That's the shape we're looking for.
Okay.
So we've got another sail for you, Robson, which
This is
I'm
the
going to pull
little
out
one.
here. And this has got 2 controls. We're just going to pull one at a time.
Let's enjoy our time
fun.
on
It'll be
Kielder
fun.
water.
Yes.
Baber, do not mess up.
I'll try my best not to.
If you never see me again, it's Chris Baber's fault.
With the breeze picking up,
So the first one you're going to pull will be
This
that
one
side.
on the right, yeah.
and also changing direction, it's time to set sail.
So it's all going to happen quite fast. You ready?
Happen quite fast. Ready? You're steering, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
There we
Okay.
go. Okay, pull in on your right-hand side. 1, 2.
Oh, that is great!
What?
Oh, Chris, man, we are sailing.
We are. Let's go. Hey, it's quick, this, isn't it?
What a great way to sing Kielder, man. Oh, my Lord. Let's let that off a bit. Just the word Titanic sprung to mind there. Oh, we are shifting, man.
Oh, wait. Look how far we've come here.
We couldn't have picked a better day.
Should have brought the fishing rod, get a couple of trout.
Goodness
It's
gracious.
some feeling, isn't
Wow. What a great way to travel.
Right, how we doing, guys?
Fantastic.
it? Unbelievable.
Okay, head a bit more to your right, Chris.
Yeah.
Perfect. There we go.
Oh,
Off you
yeah.
go. Look at that.
Good.
Good steering, Chris. You picked that up quickly.
Okay, so Chris, turn it round and point back that way.
Yeah.
The sails are going to come across on the other side.
Yeah.
Watch your head. Here it goes.
Come on, get up.
Yeah. Okay, Robson, swap your sails over. Brilliant. Okay, so here's the next gust coming.
Yeah.
Ready for it? So let your sail out a bit, Chris.
Just let him off a bit. I'm not going that fast. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, no, way. Right, we'll be turning around in a minute. Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Sail's going to come across now.
We are.
Off you go.
Yes. Look at this, man.
You enjoying your time back home, son?
Oh, man, it's the best. I can't think of anywhere else I'd rather be than here doing this.
Mate,
now.
I am loving this.
It's one heck of a reminder how exciting it can be to be smack bang in the middle of nature.
Enjoy that?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, that was awesome.
Class, isn't
Thank
it?
you.
Thank you so much.
And how lucky are we to have had this huge expanse of water all to ourselves?
Great sailing, Chris. Well done.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
good steering, buddy.
Yeah, spot on.
And I can't believe that after just one short session, we can now say we know how to sail a trimaran.
Honestly, I did not want that to end.
Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
great
great.
fun.
That was better than good.
Well, that's certainly blown away the cobwebs.
It was just a great way to switch off, wasn't it?
It was, and the feeling when you picked up that pace, getting that sweet spot and the winds in the sails, and you're so in the moment.
Yeah, and speaking of living and being in the present moment, your meteoric rise, was it something uncomfortable? Something you're at ease with?
I've never really had any problems because the only time I get stopped or feedback is generally, Chris, we make your recipes at home. It's really nice. And I look at food a bit like sailing. You're so immersed in that one single task that nothing else matters going on. You're just focused on creating something.
Talking about creating something, what's on the menu tonight, Christopher Baber?
So we're going to do a lovely grilled lamb steak with a salsa verde and just some really simple sautéed, charred, those beans, a little bit of garlic. It's Northumberland on a plate, that is.
Mate, just when I thought this day couldn't get any better.
We're travelling south to where we'll be staying tonight, a family-run place called Rushy Law Farm, where I booked us into their Sycamore glamping pods, so we can recharge after an exhilarating day.
How's about that for a view?
Doesn't get much better, does it?
No.
That's spectacular. It really is.
So, choose a pod. We've got cedar or we've got willow. Which one takes your fancy?
I think I'll go for willow.
Go for willow, OK. You get yourself comfortable, but not too comfortable, because it's time for the main event. You're cooking me dinner, mate.
I thought we were doing it together.
Well, we are doing it together. I'll carry the table and your frying pan.
Well, that works for me.
Yeah.
These glamping pods are beautifully positioned to make the most of the views and what I hope will be a star-filled sky later on.
Right, how can I help?
I tell you what, do you want to pod some of the beans that we...
Right, and where should I put them in?
yeah, just put them in that bowl.
So, when did you know you were good?
When I did that show, Yes Chef.
Yes, chef.
I
Was that the one you won in 2016?
Yeah, and the chef, Atul, on the show, he had to cook a signature dish, and this was loosely based on something I'd seen him cook on TV. It was like this pan-fried sea bass with a coconut curry, and on the day, I didn't know he was going to be the judge. I remember I made that food, and I took it up to him, and he took a mouthful, and he just didn't say anything for about 10 seconds. He went, "You've absolutely nailed it," and I thought, the recognition from friends and family was one thing, but when a Michelin star chef that I idolised had said that, it was like a moment, and I was just like, I should be doing this for my job. And then sure enough, he offered me a job and started my career, so.
Oh, what an amazing story. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Chris is definitely on my list of inspirational cooks.
We can probably put a little touch of the juice in there as well.
OK.
Then you have a little taste of that, Robson.
Because he seems to have an intuitive approach to creating flavours.
Mate,
It's nice and sharp, and that'll go well with a fatty lamb.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know what my taste buds are doing? They're doing high fives to each other. That's how good that is.
Oh, music to my ears.
There's something about cooking outside with ingredients from our hometown.
Just basically lift our lamb steaks on top, like that.
Wow.
And then we'll go for yours first, and then drizzle over our little salsa verde.
That really adds to the magic of a weekend escape.
I've not been to many restaurants like this.
No, neither have I, actually. Look at that.
OK.
All right.
Here we go. I know it's going to taste good. But I didn't think it would taste that good. Mate, that is insane. That is insane. That is a flavour bomb right there. Just like two little kids today, weren't we?
There we were.
2 beans in a pod.
2 beans in a pod. That, for me, is everything we did today just summed up right there.
What a way to end the day.
I know, perfect.
Oh, look who's up with the larks this morning.
Morning, fella.
Morning. Up with the larks, quite literally. It's a nice sound, isn't it?
It's a beautiful sound to wake up to, that, isn't it?
Did you have a good sleep?
Slept like a baby.
Slept like a baby.
Just complete peace and quiet.
I know. It is different to London, isn't it?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. They seem quite small when you come to places like this.
It does,
don't they?
it does.
I've got a surprise lined up for Chris later on, but there's something else I'd like us to do together before we leave.
Would you like to go on a farm tour this morning with a lady called Charlotte?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Like a farm safari?
Anyone who stays here can book in for a 30-minute trip around the land.
See if we can see a zebra or a giraffe. It'll probably be a coo and a sheep.
A coo and a sheep.
Coo and a sheep.
That works for me.
Not wrong with
Not
that.
wrong with that.
The quad bike trailer tour here is a good way to see behind the scenes of a working farm.
Morning, Charlotte.
Good morning.
How
Did you have
are
a
you?
nice sleep in the pods?
Oh, amazing.
Take a wild guess. Look how fresh-faced we look.
Fabulous.
No, I love the location. It's amazing. So is this your family's farm?
It is, yes. I'm a 4th generation farmer. My mum and dad own the farm and run it day to day, and the pods are a diversification project, and I've learned everything I know off my dad and granddad about the farm and everything on it, so...
Wow.
And what are we likely to see on this farmyard safari?
There'll be sheep, lambs, cows, calves, and a bull as well.
There's a bull.
Yeah,
Does the
but-
bull have a name?
Oh, he's called Snowball and he's white as well.
Looking forward to it?
Yeah, can't wait.
All aboard?
Yeah,
let's
pop in.
go.
There are more than 400 acres to explore here,
Why have I regressed to a 7-year-old again?
and this journey takes you to some scenic spots you might not otherwise get to see.
And we're off.
Do you think doing things like this educate us all about the importance of farming and actually managing the land as well?
I think that's it, isn't it? It's being out here, talking about the provenance of food, understanding where it comes from. I personally think it's so important. So what they're doing here up at this farm is just fantastic to share that story.
Now then, Charlotte.
So earlier I said there was a bull called Snowball, that's him there. So we've got some Limmy crosses, which are the brown and black ones, they're all homebred. And then there's white British beef shorthorn there. The bulls are shorthorn as well. They're a native breed, whereas the Limousin are continental.
I tell you what's lovely, just to see how much space all these animals have got. All I can see is green. They've got a good life up here, these animals, haven't they?
Definitely.
Farming is obviously in Charlotte's DNA, and in a location like this, I can understand the draw of being outside for much of the day.
So what are you going to show us next?
So this is our sheep pens. It's been there forever. It used to be a house like years and years and years ago, way before me.
So do you think one of the things that this tour does is give people an insight not only to your life, but something that we take for granted?
Yeah, definitely. I think it has lots of different aspects. People should go into Northumberland's nature more, explore it. It has lots of good purposes, I think.
Yeah, it's great. And if nothing else, it's a lovely way to see the
Yeah.
countryside.
It's a very relaxing sat in the back of here being driven around your land.
We're coming to the end of our excursion, but there's still one field left to visit.
Hey, Charlotte, feels they're kind of not too sure about us. Are we all right in here?
Oh, they're happy.
Are they?
Yeah.
And its inhabitants to meet.
How old are the calves?
The calves were born last November/December. They've been bulled, so they'll be calving again this back end in November time.
Do you eat beef from your own farm?
Yeah, we always have some in the freezer from our own farm that we'll have for Sunday dinner. It's a very rewarding thing, but it takes quite a long time to see the end product.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you, what a fantastic way to spend a morning.
Oh, it's perfect, really.
You're an amazing guide.
Oh,
What an education, thank you so much.
What a treat it's been to stay here. Fantastic food, even better company, and meeting people who broaden your horizons.
So we're coming to the end of our weekend escape. Are you feeling sad? Or do you feel recharged and ready for the week ahead?
I'm so glad I came back up. To get to go around our home county together, I mean, what a treat. It's that different pace of life.
It certainly is. And inspired by Charlotte's quad bike, I'm ready to ramp things up a bit.
Leaving me guessing?
Yeah.
And I've planned a bit of a high-octane experience for the pair of us.
And one that is a really good way to relax. And a different way to see the countryside.
Okay.
That's all you get.
Our destination is the grounds of Slaley Hall, a few miles south of Hexham. They do all kinds of adventures here, and I've picked one that I think will round off our weekend in a way we'll never forget.
You looking forward to this?
We'll find out.
Yeah. This is a good way to see the beautiful landscapes of the northeast, I promise you.
And only 10 miles away from where I grew up, this. Beautiful part of the world.
You're gonna love it.
We're meeting Matty from All Out Adventures.
Matty, how are you?
Hi, Robson. Nice to meet you.
Good to
Hi,
see you.
Chris. Nice
Chris.
to meet you.
And he's going to show us how to appreciate the Northumberland countryside, even when roaring around it at full throttle.
So
Right.
surprise, surprise, baby, we're going quad
Quad
biking.
biking.
You ever done that before?
Years and years ago.
I haven't.
Well, I'll tell you everything you need to know in this brief that I'm about to do, and then we're about to go on A 10-mile trek around the Slaley countryside.
There's all kinds of terrain around Slaley, from woods to fields to tracks. So there should be a route to suit everyone.
If you want to slow it down, just let go of throttle, take your thumb off it, you'll start slowing down naturally anyway.
And with our safety briefing over, it's time to put our pedal to the metal.
Are we good to go?
Yes.
Right, lads, if you follow me.
I've wanted to do this for ages, and being with a qualified instructor like Matty makes me feel like we're in safe hands.
Oh, what a fantastic thing to do.
This is great fun.
Belton.
These are pretty easy to drive. Baber's got the hang of it there. I mean, we are going over so many lumps and bumps and crevices. And it's unbelievable how smooth these vehicles are. Coming for you, Baber!
Oh. How was that, eh? It's good, isn't it?
That was fun, that. I tell you what, we are definitely reclaiming our childhood on this, man. Isn't that brilliant?
You build your confidence so quickly on
Yeah.
them bikes,
Yeah,
from getting on as a novice to 2-3 minutes, and it's just so comfortable with the gears and everything. The way you've explained, it's fantastic.
It hasn't taken long at all
Here we go.
to feel like we're way out in the sticks.
Riding these things, you aren't going very fast, but you feel as though you're doing 100 miles an hour, and you're probably only doing 15 or 20.
Look at this field, man. Look at the views. Absolutely class. Woohoo! I mean, what a fantastic way to see the northeast from a different perspective. Out on a quad bike with the lads. You can't really beat it.
Matty's designed our route so we get to end our trip with a big sky and one of the best vistas in the county.
Oh, just when you thought the views couldn't get any better, eh? Northumberland in all its glory.
This is the view. On a nice clear day, you can see the chariot of Scotland, which is pretty awesome up here.
You're going to take up quad biking? Don't know about you, I think I'm going to buy one.
Well, I think we've all booked back in for more, haven't we? Between... we already have. Without telling anyone, we've all got our slot booked.
I'm going. Are you around next week? I'm shouting at him.
I've got to say, that is the epitome of just being a child again, isn't it?
It's great.
Out and about, having fun, in the countryside. That's what growing up here was all about.
Matty, absolutely loved it. Been a
pleasure
joy
having
meeting you,
you.
fella.
Yes, great to meet you. Thanks so much.
And we've only got one more thing to do.
What's that, then?
Get you home, buddy.
Oh,
I know. Have you enjoyed yourself?
oh, the best time.
Right.
Absolutely mint. Thank you so much for having me.
Come here. Loved every second.
Yes.
Your cooking's not bad either.
Well, it's getting there.
What a way to wrap up a weekend. Playing out in the Northumberland countryside with a Hexham lad who loves his home county just as much as I do. Here's to being big kids forever.